the baby's born, it's a baby. So
it has the same rights as every other human at that point, right?
This is an American. This is an interesting. I think this falls in line with the idea of anarcho-tyranny that we were talking about. My view of the modern left is that their positions are nothing but chaos. There's no logical pathway towards preserving life, improving people's lives. It seems to be.
That's because, why does it seem that way? Pop quiz for the chat. I know it's almost 3 a.m., but it's important we can answer this question at all times. Why does it seem to Tim like the goal of the left is to create chaos? Why might that be the case? Why might that be a deliberative effort to create chaos? Because the 4 goals of the woke left are always and forever: gain as much power as possible, destabilize the system, attack capitalism, usher in their Marxist utopia. The left's only goal is to get as much power as they can to implement practices and policies that will fundamentally destabilize the system and cause problems. They then use that destabilization in order to blame capitalism, to turn the populace against capitalism as the creator of all their problems. And once they've got the populace turned against capitalism, they use that angst to usher in their Marxist utopia. If it seems as though the left is always trying to create problems, always and forever trying to create chaos and cause disruption to the system, that is why. That is their goal. It is a feature. It is not a bug. Once you start looking at what the left is doing through this lens, you will understand why they do everything they do.
It's like yin yang, right? There's one side that's talking about long-term planning, logical thinking, and improving the world, and one side that takes the inverse position no matter what. For instance, 25 people push in front of a subway, nobody bats an eye. 3 guys try to subdue a man, and now they want prison. That's like a weird inversion of what the law is supposed to do. The law should stop.
Because the left wants to destabilize the system. People have got to stop treating the left as though it is a logical, rational thing. I wrote an article for my series, The Woke Mind. You can find it on my Substack, Carlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. There's a link in the description below. There is a link in the top of the menu that says The Woke Mind. It is the very first article in this series where I break down the psychology of the woke left, and I explain to you exactly why they do what they do. The woke left has completely different values. Their values are not our values. Their goals are not our goals. Their only goal is to push the culture towards Marxism. That is it. Everything they do is underneath that goal. That means that logic is not their goal. Taking a principled position is not their goal. Creating a stable society is not their goal. None of those things are their goals. They do not value them. You will understand why the left does what it does when you understand that they have a completely different worldview than you do. They have completely different values than you do, and they are hyper-focused on what they are trying to do, and they have literally erected an entire system that is designed to feed what they want to do, starting from the moment that you put your kids in public school when they are 4 years old in pre-kindergarten. That's when it starts. And they've been doing this for a long time. The goal is not to have a nice, peaceful, stable society in which everyone has everything they need and you can live with a family on a middle-class job. That is not the goal. The goal is not to end racism. The goal is not to create more fairness and justice. The goal is not for everyone to have health care. The goal is not for everyone's student loans to be paid off. All of these are simply tactics that they apply to gain as much power as possible, destabilize the system, attack capitalism, and usher in their Marxist utopia. Please memorize this. Please start looking at the world through this lens. because we can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, having these conversations all the time. Well, why does the left do this? I just don't understand. Why do they want fiery but mostly peaceful protests? Why are they saying that some things are insurrections and other things are not insurrections? Why are they fortifying elections? I just don't understand this at all. It's so crystal clear why they're doing it. It is crystal effing clear why they are doing it. Can we please stop having the conversation of, I just don't understand why this is happening? Because we've been having that conversation for a really effing long time and pointing out the hypocrisy and the ridiculousness of why they are doing what they are doing is not going to solve the problem. If pointing out the hypocrisy of the woke left would have solved the problem, then this problem would have been solved a long ass time ago. People need to start seeing them for what they are. They are Marxists who are pushing a Marxist agenda starting in elementary school. That is what they are. That is what they're doing. That is what they have been trained to do at every single level of their education. That is why the only thing that matters is the public schools. Everything else is a distraction. The public schools are the training ground for all of this. We know that. We have the curriculum. We know what the curriculum says. We know what the policies say. We know what professional development training the teachers are undergoing. Everything depends on the schools turning out these little Marxists running around, creating chaos. And what people are looking at is the chaos that they are creating. They are only paying attention to the chaos that they are creating, saying, why is this chaos happening? I just don't understand. Why is this chaos happening? I just don't understand. It's happening because this is the logical end result of the system that they designed, that they implemented for the specific and exclusive purpose of gaining as much power as possible, destabilizing the system, attacking capitalism, ushering in their Marxist utopia. Can we please stop being confused about this? Because it is crystal effing clear to anyone paying attention.